comment you would like to share with me or with the group, please feel free to leave that in the questions area on your webinar panel. I will address those at the end of today's session, or you will have access to my email address at the end of today's presentation, and you can email me separately. Valuing differences means appreciating that people have different styles, abilities, and motivations, and then leveraging these differences to maximize results. This webinar is about discovering and capitalizing on these differences so that every person and organization can have a positive impact on business results by contributing to things that make him or her unique and valuable. The first step in tapping the value of individual differences is to learn more about the qualities and characteristics that make each person unique. That's his or her styles, abilities, and motivations. The SAMS acronym shown here is not intended to label individuals as being a type of person or to provide labels for others. Instead, it's a tool to help you identify and discuss important differences in how people tend to approach their work and working relationships, their knowledge, expertise, skills, and capabilities, the things that tend to motivate them at work. All SAMs are valuable. The key to success is to nurture and leverage each person's unique styles, abilities, and motivations. I will be using the acronym SAM throughout the webinar today to represent individual styles, abilities, and motivations. Styles. Styles show in people's personalities and how they tend to organize and complete their work, respond to others, and look at life. There are 6 general categories of styles. 1, their approach to people. Do they tend to be outgoing or more reserved? Approach to task, action-oriented or more precise. Approach to risk, more on the cautious side or venturesome. Approach to thinking, creative or systematic. Approach to knowing, analytical or intuitive. And finally, approach to working with others, more accepting or influential. As you place yourself or the individuals you work with on this continuum, remember there is value in the unique approaches and perspectives that each of us brings to our jobs. It's often easier to appreciate people with styles that are similar to ours, but it takes a variety to get the job done. Abilities. Abilities represents a person's knowledge, skills, and capabilities. General abilities include their ability to lead meetings, to make presentations, plan and organize, generate new ideas, communicate with others, build partnerships, maintain quality, and make decisions. What is their ability in each one of these areas? Motivations. Motivations represent people's goals and values and the things that they enjoy doing. Motivations are the driving force behind productivity and job satisfaction. It's the kind of things that excite and inspire people. Common motivations are a feeling of achievement, the ability to coach others, to have complexity in their work, to be in an environment where there's continuous learning, to provide help, enable them to be highly involved, have a sense of responsibility, feel supported by their team. Again, in an environment where there's building relationships, where their work is standardized. However, they can also have variety in their tasks as well, and they're visible to the company, to the goals, to their goals. In today's webinar, I will provide skills and techniques to help you recognize and utilize these valuable differences in order to work more efficiently and effectively with others and achieve greater business results. This webinar is based on the belief that there's value in differences that each of us have. When you value each person's contributions, you multiply the number and variety of ideas, talents, and perspectives that can be applied to a task. This helps ensure more effective results. But how can you value differences? It's not enough to just recognize that different perspectives and abilities are valuable. You need to take action by exploring, nurturing, and leveraging those differences. We have begun the exploring process by identifying that SAM, their style, their abilities, and motivations. Their style, their unique way of approaching situations. Their ability, the knowledge, skills, and capabilities. And their motivations, their goals, their values, things the person enjoys. This is through the exploring process. To go further, we need to nurture those differences by showing people that you value their unique SAMs. You will see how exploring and nurturing differences enables you to leverage differences, to tap the power of people's SAMs so you can maximize their contribution. Let's dig deeper into each one of these steps. Exploring differences. It answers the who and the how. We know that everyone has unique styles, abilities, and motivations that enable them to add value in different ways. However, sometimes those qualities are hidden. To capitalize on people's differences, you first need to explore them, discover what they are and how they can benefit the group and the community. Ask questions like, the team needs to make a presentation. Who's good at that? Are you more comfortable taking the lead, or would you rather work behind the scene? How can you contribute best to this project? To put this into practice, identify and share SAMs with your team. You open up a world of possibilities when you let other people know where you stand. Take the opportunity to learn more about other SAMs. Acquaint people with the SAM model and encourage them to share their own styles, abilities, and motivations. Lastly, consider how your SAMs influence what you value in others. Remove the biases by opening yourself up to the styles, ability, and motivation as others. Nurturing differences. The single most effective way to encourage others to value differences is to provide a strong, positive model of behaviors that respect and value people and their contributions. To do that, focus on the issue or problem at hand, not the people involved. Support people's right to be different, and ask for ideas and provide support. Challenge those who devalue behavior. It's not enough to simply promote a shared understanding of people's differences. You also need to intervene when someone overtly devalues another person. Encourage people to contribute to their SAMs. Don't be the only one in your team or group to practice these techniques. Demonstrate through your words and actions that you value others' styles, abilities, and motivations, and that sharing them adds real value to the group's productivity. Leverage differences by asking the questions, what projects am I working on now that would provide opportunities to utilize diverse thinking? Who has the SAMs and how might I leverage them? Am I working with a teammate whose SAMs could be utilized more effectively? How might I encourage them to contribute? Evaluate these opportunities to leverage differences. Match tasks to people's SAMs. This enables you to utilize their strengths and motivations to everyone's advantage. Include people with diverse viewpoints or perspectives. You will find people are usually eager to share their hidden talents and motivations. Proactively contribute your own SAMs. For instance, don't assume people understand or appreciate your motivations. Share them. It's a key to building an environment of trust and teamwork. In review, to start the process of valuing differences, we first need to explore those differences, identify and share your own style, ability, and motivations. Learn more about those of others. Consider how your SAMs influence what you value in others. Nurturing those differences by acknowledging and supporting individual differences. Challenge devaluing behavior. Encourage people to contribute their SAMs. And leverage those differences. Match tasks to people's styles, abilities, and motivations. Include people with diverse viewpoints and perspectives. And proactively contribute your SAMs. You can make a difference and help your community be more successful by exploring, nurturing, and leveraging the differences that make each of us unique and valuable. A good place to start is to identify specific things you will stop, start, and continue to do to value differences. How will you make a difference? Start with, I'll stop doing the following. For example, I'll stop making remarks that put the marketing department in a bad light. I'll stop judging employee John based on how I feel about his department. I'll start to take these actions. To talk to employee Sally about her SAMs and how they can contribute to the project. I'll ask employee Sally to come to our next brainstorming session to get ideas from her team's perspective. I'll continue to do the following. I'll look for new opportunities for employee Sally to use her writing skills on the project. I'll solicit employee Sally ideas in our task force meetings to encourage her to share her unique perspectives and to encourage task force members to do the same. When you registered for today's webinar, you were asked the question, what is the best way you value the differences in your team? And I was happy and excited to hear and see that a lot of the things that you all expressed were very much in line with what we talked about today. For example, these are some of the responses that you all shared with us. And to acknowledge their input, ideas, and thought process. Through this, you're exploring the differences through their style. To treat everyone consistently, you're nurturing those differences by acknowledging and supporting those differences. Brainstorming for solutions, you're leveraging those differences. Listening to everyone's ideas, nurturing differences through encouragement, support. Allow employees to apply and use what they're good at, exploring their differences through what motivates them. Open their heart, open their minds, again, exploring through their styles and what their abilities and motivations are. Encouragement through to asking them to reach a goal more creatively or mentally. You're leveraging those differences. Matching tasks to their style, ability, and motivation. Consistently encouraging. You're doing that as nurturing those differences. And finally, understanding them. Nurturing and by acknowledging and supporting the differences that each person comes to the table with. So I thank you and I appreciate your responses, and again, very pleased to see that they're very in line with what our webinar topic is today, and I challenge you to continue this and to spread this through your teams and to the individuals that you work directly with. As the webinar stated, share that SAM acronym and have individuals share with each other and with you what their certain styles, abilities, and motivations are. We can't nurture or leverage what those are until we begin to understand and hear and or heard what those SAMs are from those different people. So please use that SAMs acronym to find out that information. I will now open up to any questions or comments that you may have from today's session. Please feel free throughout the day today, if things come up, if you would like to have access to this webinar, to email me directly at my web address there on the screen. Also to visit our website at www.meritseniorliving.com. Excuse me. I thank you for your participation today, for your attendance, and have a great rest of your day.